Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What I want to go through it now is I want to summarize what we have taken this week. Okay, so I'll talk about what is the root cause analysis, what is the benefit of root cause analysis. Then I will go through the process from the beginning to the end, how we conduct root cause analysis. Okay, so if we start from the beginning, what is the root cause analysis? Root cause analysis is a problem-solving method. It's a systematic process for identifying the fundamental cause of the failure. And if we identify the cause of the failure, then we will develop a solution, a recommendation to prevent the problem from happening again. Okay? Now, if we have a root cause analysis system in our organization, what we will use it for? We'll use it for safety, incident, and reliability failures. Okay? Now, we use it for safety incident because we want to prevent incident from happening again. Like, la samahallah, we have a fatality, or we have injury, or we have even first aid, okay, or any accident, including even property damage. Okay? If we use it in the reliability, now if we use it in safety, what we want to reach, we want to prevent any incident related to human. So we want to improve the safety because we want to improve, to eliminate any incident related to the human or environmental or health issues. Okay? Now in the reliability side, we want to do it because we want to prevent failure, equipment failure, bad actors, shutdown, production lost. And why we do it? Because we want to increase the reliability. Why we want to increase the reliability? Because that's how we reduce maintenance cost and improve revenues. We are exist to make revenues, to make money. But at the same time, if we want to make money, we want also to protect our health and our safety. So that is the two reasons why we want to implement. Yes?
Can the root cause analysis be conducted proactively?
The proactive, how we move from reactive to proactive, this is part of tomorrow training sessions. And in this session, I want to focus on the process that we will use during the investigation. So if we want to conduct a complete RCA process, mainly you could talk about three things. The problem itself, okay? The problems that's coming, how we define the problem, and is it one problem or multiple problems? And if it is one problem, then we will understand the event for those problems. Remember, we talked about the fatality, what happened before on the fatality, okay? How the fire started, how did we do the emergency response, how the injury took place, how we did the first aid, how we transfer him to the hospital, how did we treat him in the hospital before the fatality. So that is the event that we went through. Okay? Now, so we need to go in the first, how we identify the problem and the sub-problem and the events. The second, all will be about the data. So how we identify the possible causes, then how we identify, how we collect data, and how we do the analysis, okay, for this. And if we finish with this, we move to the last thing, trying to understand why. Why did we have this human error, why we have this failure in procedure, why we have this failure in equipment itself. So we'll go through here, we understand here and here, we understand what happened. And here also we understand what happened. But the result of this, the result of the data collection, after we create the timeline, is we will understand the scenario or the story how the incident took place. Okay? Now, if you understand what happened and you understand why, you will move to the how it happened, then you will move to the why. Why it happened, and that is the time we will conduct a fault tree based on the true causes that we already prove. It's happening with evidence. And until we reach to, after you do the fault tree, you will reach to root causes and contributing cause. And that is the time, if you identify all the root causes, all the contributing causes, then you will be able to develop a solution. Now let's take it slowly from the beginning. Okay? Let's take it slowly from the beginning. Even before we identify the problem. Okay? So we said when we have a problem, which is incident or accident or failure in equipment, this is a problem. And there are two things coming from that. It is coming from the safety side, okay, or coming from the reliability side. Okay? In the safety side, we say it could be a safety issue, fatality or injury or of this, or it could be a health, or it could be environment, a gas release or a spillage or some waste, or it could be even a security. In the other side, it could be an equipment failure, just equipment stop working, or damage, internal damage in it, which will affect the production or affect the maintenance cost. It will increase the maintenance cost. And it could be a bad actor, okay? Bad actor, it's a critical equipment that continue from time to time to fail. Or it could be, it could be a production lost, okay? Production loss. Or an equipment shut down, but it did not affect the production loss, like you have a spare pump or you have a spare air compressors where it could shut down, or a boiler that may shut down, cause maintenance or workload to operation, but it did not affect the production. Okay, so that is, we call it E shutdown. And also it could be a quality issue. Yani you don't have production loss, but you have a quality issue that may affect your product. Okay. Now, when this has happened, normally operation will respond and try to fix it. Okay. Or it's a maintenance issue, they will do a repair or replacement and they will put it back online. Now, there is no RCA. When do we do RCA? Based on the size of this, we will go and decide whether in our management system, we will have a classification matrix. Classification matrix. That will tell you that the size of this incident, two things will determine the size of it: the duration and the cost. So if you are affecting your production, then that is cost. If it's affecting your maintenance, that is cost. But sometimes we go with the duration. So which one more, we will go with it. But in the safety side, we know that a health problem or a human or something, that we have our own classification matrix for this. So here, after the people fix the problem, normally they will go and raise incident report. related to that. So after it is all clear, raise incident report. If you don't have a strong incident reporting system, you will not know about all the incident that happening. Okay? So have strong incident reporting system, including reliability reporting, which is you use incident report, you use reliability report, it's both will come here. After that, you will classify the incident and say this is a class A or B or C or D or E. Classify it. If it is A or B, we will consider it a major problem. Okay? Because the shutdown is more than 5 days, or the cost is more than 1 million. Just an example. It is different from one organization to another organization. When you classify it and you decide now I want to do RCA, or your system telling you to do RCA. Okay? Now, as soon as you decide to do RCA, there will be a sponsor who will sponsor the investigation. So the sponsor, we identify the sponsor. What the sponsor will do, he will develop a team charter. Team charter. And we say in the team charter, he will identify the problem that he wants to investigate, and he will assign the team. He will say the name of the leader and the name of the member. Now, the member, all the members have to be a subject matter expert. If you don't have a subject matter expert, you will not be able to solve the problem. So selection of the team is a key success for any investigation. Yes?
Let's say in the boiler story.
Yes.
I have like 4 boilers in 4 different areas. So can I bring another engineers from other areas, or they should be from the same area that the problem occurred in?
What we do want to do is having the people involved in the incident part of the investigation team. So if he's involved directly or indirectly to the problem, then we don't want him to be in the team. Because he will resist a lot of the discussion, a lot of the question, a lot of the possible cause that the team raised. So we prefer to have somebody who's not directly involved in that incident. Okay? Now, as soon as you issue the team charter, now it will move from the sponsor to the team and team leader. Now, the sponsor long time ago used to be the guy who assigned a team and never see them until the report is finished. Now, the sponsor is a guy who knows exactly what the team is doing, from identifying the problem statement to possible cause to data collection to the analysis to the timeline to the full tree. He should be aware of everything they are doing. By the time they are finished, he is full understanding what the team did. He agree on the root causes, he agree on the contributing cause, and he approve the report before it is issued. Okay? Now it comes to the team. The first thing they will do, they will take the problem that the sponsor identify. The sponsor asks them to do this. They will take that problem, okay, and they will identify the beginning and the end of the problem. So they will put a time and date, when to start, when to finish that problem, end of the problem. And they will take this problem and see how many sub-problem there is, or how many event there is for that problem. So remember, we talked about the fire, we talk about emergency response, we talk about the injury, we talk about the first aid, and we talk about the treatment that he got on the hospital. Each one should be analyzed separately. After we identify the first problem here, or after he identified the first or second event, he will take one event, and what he will do with it? Yes, he will identify possible causes. Okay? And possible causes, we say, if we want to identify possible cause, there are three important areas you have to cover. Do not only focus in one area. The human, the equipment side, and the management system. Okay? Now, after you identify all possible causes, and those possible causes, you can take it from the team, you can take it from the people involved in the incident, you can take it from the witness statement, you can take it from expert people. Collect as much as you can possible causes. Then when you have all these possible causes, the best way is that you put priority on them. Which one is more important to us? You put it in categories. So this is an important possible causes. This is a standby. This is we can eliminate from the beginning. And we go after that with identifying possible cause number 1. So you select the first one. First possible cause. Finish with it, then move to the second possible cause. Finish with it, goes to the third. If you want to work on those possible causes, the first thing is we write complete definition for that possible cause. Complete definition, so the understanding you have and the understanding he have, all of it is one understanding. Avoid short sentence like saying ineffective training. That's general statement and it's not specific statements. Okay? After you write it, identify the standard. Okay? What is our reference? What is the design? What is the operation parameters for this? What is the high temperature? What is the low temperature? Identify the standard for your company or the international standard. Then after that, go and create actions for what? For data collection. For data collection. So we are not going to collect any data, and we are not going to collect all data related to the drawing and the manual and the procedure, because we don't want to overload the team with a lot of document and the people does not read it, or people does not have time to go through it. So we will go and create action related to this possible cause. A specific action. Best way is find the actual, okay, actual related to this possible cause. So if we are talking about car accident, and we're talking about high speed possible cause, and we identify the standard, which is, we're saying the standard in that highway, the speed is 100 kilometers per hour. We go find the actual, what was the speed of the car at the moment of the incident. Okay? So we identify this one and we will collect, we write the action, then we assign it to a subject matter expert, and he will go and he collect the data. When he come back, he have to come back with 4 things. What is the information he have to come back to the team, bring the team? What did he find? Okay. What is the date for that finding? What is the time for that finding? And most important is, where is your evidence about what you are saying? So if the guy went there and he found that the speed was 140, he have to tell us 140 at what time, and what is the date, and what is your evidence, and he will say, this is a picture from the camera saying that's the car number and that is the speed. Okay? Now, when we finish with this, and he brought us the data that we asked him to bring, then we will compare the finding with what? We compare it with the standard. And if the standard is less than this or more than this, then we will make a decision. If we decide that this is wrong or not correct or high or low, then we will make it, say, we change this one. Instead of possible cause, it becomes true cause. True cause. So if it is, we prove it's a true cause, means yes, the speed is higher than what it's supposed to be. That is the time we will move to possible cause 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 until we finish with all 20 or 30 possible cause. Out of those, probably by the time we finish, we already prove, for example, 10 true causes out of the 20 possible causes. So we will go and we will draw the timeline, which is you go back to the old problem and you say, this is the end, this is the start. So you put the problem here and you start adding the data you collect from the true causes. All the data you collect from the true causes, just add it here. Okay? After you add it here, all the true causes data. You may add to it, the information you receive, fact information, like, for example, when he left his home, when the shutdown happened, when the temperature started increasing, when the compressor shut down, when the train stopped, all of this you add it as an extra data. And after that, you will start thinking about scenario. So in the car accident, we say high speed, okay, speed, and flat tired, okay, and lose control, and hit the tree. Hit the tree, okay? Here, we say he was any other causes, any other event that's not important that happened during that time. Like, for example, he was listening to the radio, okay? Or you may say he was answering a phone. Okay, he was talking on the phone. But so here we'll say phone, and here we say radio. Okay, now when we talked about this phone, yes, he was talking to the phone, but he was talking from he wasn't carrying the mobile, he was just talking to the speaker. So there is nothing related with this incident. Okay. Yes, it's something happened, but it's not affecting our scenario. So we will say, this has happened, then this has happened, then this has happened, then this has happened, and this is how we end up. So if you say, the guy was driving in a very high speed, then he have a flat tire, then he lose control, then he hit the tree, and we end up with the car accident. That is how we make the story or the scenario how the incident happened. Okay? Now we know how. Now, the high speed, he was driving high, that's wrong. The flat tire should not happen. The lose control should not happen. Okay? Now what we will do, now we will move to the Y. Okay? We move to the Y. And we build the fault tree. And we say this is the car accident. Okay? Accident. Now we say why? If I look at any investigation and I found that their timeline is almost matching the fault tree, I know they did a good job. But you cannot develop a timeline and not depend on it on the fault tree. So if you look here, we'll find that he hit the tree. So if you want to be accurate, the first thing you will ask why. The second thing you will ask, is it a cause? Is this really causing this problem to happen? And if the answer is yes, then you will move to the second one and you say he lose control. And if you confirm it is true, then you will move and you will put 2, okay? That, yes, that is the high speed and the flat tire. Now, you see, this one is exactly matching the timeline. Now, we did not finish. Now, we will go here and we'll ask why he was driving in a high speed. And we will come up with 2, 3 possible causes. And we will select and we will collect data. And we will prove it. And after we prove it, we will add it here. So here, one of the possible causes is there is a violation. He violated the rule and regulation. Okay? And if we prove that he violated the speed, then we will add here what we will write here. We will say intentional, a human error, violating the speed. And if we add this one here, then later we will decide whether this is a root cause or contributing cause. So in this case, how do we say this is a root cause? We will say, he violated. If he did not violate, will this car accident happen? No. So if the answer, if he did not violate, will the car accident happen? No, it will not. So if we eliminate it, means telling the guy never violate the speed, then you will never have this car accidents. And that is why we decided it's a root cause. Here on the flat tire, we will come up with a couple of possible causes. Maybe something related to design, maybe something related to the pressure, maybe something related to the road, maybe something related to the how he used the tire, and we will confirm later maybe it is related to design, maybe it is related to the temperature, maybe related to the pressure. After we prove which one, then we will add it here. And we will add it until we reach to the root cause and contributing cause. Okay? So here, by doing this, we will complete all the fault tree. Now, after that, what we will do, we will take root cause number 1. Okay? The root cause number 1, what we will do with it, we will start doing a brainstorming, developing solutions. So, and we will say, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do this. Then we will select the best solution. And if we agree with the team on the best solution, then we will change that solution to a specific recommendations. And this is what I'll cover tomorrow more. Okay? Now, if you do this, you will develop a solution, okay? Solution, and that solution will come as recommendation 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you implement it correctly, then you should never have this problem happen again. Yes?
Is it good to prioritize the recommendations?
You can put priorities on recommendation, but unless you do all the recommendation related to root cause and contributing cause, the problem will come back. So you have to implement all of them. Okay? But because of the cost, because of manpower, because of timing, you can put priorities on it. Okay? Now, if you have, so from all of this, if you have incident reporting system and you are conducting continuous RCA based on the classification matrix, and you develop solution, and you implement that solution, and you stop here, this is 100% you are reacting to problems.